Welcome guys to Guns Explained. I'm Mason White, the director of Guns Explained. We got Nathan Paulson here, our set designer slash camera guy, does a little bit of everything. And we're here at 3 Mile Creek Range in Perry, Utah, talking about a range day hosted by Smith & Edwards. And we're gonna talk a little bit about why you should look up range days in your area and why it's important to come to events like these and how they're a lot of fun. And we're gonna talk about why we're here. So Nate, how you doing today? Why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on today?
Thanks for bringing me in front of the camera. So we're here to show you what a range day is like. And these are great to go to, especially if you're a prospective gun buyer, because there's all sorts of manufacturers you'll see in a minute. And it's a great idea to check out the guns you're interested in buying and also just get a dynamic of the gun culture and also just get a handle of how guns work.
So, thanks for joining in today once again for another episode of Guns Explained. Me and Nate are gonna go fire some rifles and have some fun. Let's go do that. Welcome back, guys. Mason White here from Guns Explained, and we're talking with Brett, a guy we met here at Range Day, and he was willing to let us film him and get his experience, and now we're talking to him. So, Brett, what did you think of Range Day today?
I thought it was great. Something I liked about this range in particular was it had a lot more distance to it. You could really get out with those rifle shots to really see what that rifle was capable of. Instead of just doing the little close range, you know, at 100 yards or so, because when you're really testing out a rifle, they had it out for 1,000 yards. One of the rifles I took out was up to a 500, and I was hitting pretty good shots. I'm not going to say I was dead on each time, but getting used to how the wind affects your rounds as you put them down range.
And then, would you say you're an experienced shooter, right?
I'm learning new things every day, probably more than one thing a day. But it is a lot of fun. I've been shooting for a little bit, so I kind of know a lot more of the basics. But getting up there and learning how to do a little bit more advanced shooting with the distance for sure.
Right, and so the only reason I brought that up is because just talking about range day and how you can enjoy it, you know, at whatever level you're at. So even if you're experienced or you're still learning kind of in that process, or you've been shooting for 30 years, you can still find value in coming to a range day like this.
Yeah. With range day, kind of things like this, everybody's willing to help each other out because it's that kind of community.
Right, and yes, exactly. All levels help each other out, and then you go from one person that's never shot before. They may hit 5 targets, and then you get someone that's like experienced you that hits 1. It's kind of interesting. But well, thanks Brett for coming on and letting us talk to you.
Thank you.
And getting some film. And next we're going to talk to Mike from Smith & Edwards who hosted this. So stay tuned, guys. Guns Explained.
Hello everybody, I'm Cameron Porter, your host of Guns Explained. We're here with Mike Voss from Smith & Edwards here at the 2017 Smith & Edwards Range Day. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. Thanks for being here, Mike.
This is our 4th annual. It's Range Day. It's our big summer event for Smith & Edwards. We invite about 20 manufacturers here, and they show off their new guns, their old guns, their favorite guns. They put them there. You buy an ammo punch card so you can try calibers guns from maker to maker. You can see the whole world of firearms in one afternoon.
Wow, that's fantastic. Are range days pretty common, or is that something special that Smith & Edwards does?
You hear about them, but this is a really big event, and people are waiting for it and asking for it, so I think it's a pretty big deal.
So what would you recommend, what kind of shooter, new shooters or experienced, would you recommend coming?
That's the neat thing. If you're experienced, there's going to be new products. There's going to be things you're like, wow, I've always wanted to try that, things you know about and dreamed about. If you're a new shooter, there's people that want to talk to you, want to help you find your first handgun, your first rifle. So it can be anybody.
Wow, that's fantastic. So why does Smith & Edwards do range days?
Well, it's simple. We love temptation. So we want to tempt you. We want you to come try. You'll be excited, you'll come to the store, and we'll have a lifelong customer.
Well, I've been really itching to get my hands on a 1911 with an external hammer, so I think...
I know where we can go over here and you can get tempted.
Well, let's do that. I think we're good. Thank you. We'll see you throughout the rest of the episode.
That episode rocked. If you want to rock too, like our Facebook page and subscribe on Patreon to help support more episodes. Have a good day.